Welcome to the Soul Tribe Podcast. The Soul Tribe Podcast was created to help you navigate through the world of spirituality, wellness, and self-development in an easy, grounded, and relatable way. We break down everything from the Akashic Records, manifesting, spirituality, and so much more. We want to help expand your boundaries and bring the spiritual world to you in a fun and easy way. Get ready to be inspired with tips, tools, and easy to digest information. Let's do this. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Soul Tribe Podcast. Today we're going to talk about meditation, breath work, intention setting, and prayer. Can I get a hallelujah?
That's a lot. And Lucia's a little sick today, so you might hear her.
Yeah, you just probably could just hear me laughing with my phlegm and yeah.
That's gross. Oh
I'm feeling, I know, I'm feeling better, but it was like Aurora and Sander both got sick twice, and I was like, ooh, I beat it. I didn't get it this time. That's awesome. Because if you listen to any other podcast episodes, you know that anything that's floating around, just like a little passerby, I got it, I caught it.
Yeah.
But I was doing really good with my new protocols that I've been following and new supplements and new things that I've been trying out. I've been doing really good. But I mean, my body sustained about 3 weeks of sickness cycling through this house nonstop. And I was doing good. Like at one point my throat started bothering me a little bit and then it went away. I managed to get it to go away. And yeah, after 3 weeks, my body's like, I can't fight it anymore.
I have to give up. I surrender.
Yeah, I'm just going to get it already. So yeah, but it's like, it's a cold and flu. It was a massive, like, what is it called? A head cold, right?
Yeah.
I think they call it head cold.
Yeah.
Like it was just all congestion in my head.
Oh, that's the worst.
It was, yeah.
What other updates do you have? Let's give a little update today at the beginning of this episode.
What updates do I have? I made today a beet brownie.
Oh, yummy. I saw the photo. It looked really good.
Oh my God, it was so good. And Sander was eating it. He goes, oh my God, it actually really good. He said, I think it's the best thing you've ever made.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, I was happy for like a mini second. And then my woman mind kicked in and I said, everything I've ever made he didn't like.
Not true.
And he saw my face change. He saw the process of my thought process. And he looked at me. He goes, what are you thinking? He's like, you're thinking I never liked anything you made. I'm like, but this out of all the dinners I've ever made you, this is what the best thing I made. I'm like, it makes me feel like I didn't do good enough for anything else. And he's like, you got to turn everything into negative, huh? Like I'm saying something positive. I'm like, I know, but yeah.
Calm your horses.
Mind's kicking in.
Yeah.
So yeah, that. And then what other updates? I started preparing a really intense herbalism class. Nice. I haven't gotten to the point where I started channeling it, but I wanted to like you're really into all those flowers. I went through my Bach phase, right? And then when I finished learning that and implementing that, now I was like, I really need to kick into herbalism.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the flowers for me has been life-changing, and I think a lot of my clients too. I'm really happy that I connected with that this year. It's been really cool. But yeah, for me, really the updates are, well, it's 1st of November when we're recording this, so this will come out on, let me see. So we got a few updates with the podcast. So this episode will come out on the 8th. And then the week after this episode comes out, we have our 2022 predictions. So we're really excited about that and really scared at the same time.
I'm very excited about it, actually.
Yeah.
And in our Patreon group, quite a few times, it's like, I haven't channeled this. I'm trying not to channel it on my own at all.
I already started.
Because I want to kind of be a little bit surprised, but I already start having feelings and stuff. I'm just not actively asking.
No, I'm not actively asking, but I'm getting little messages and nudges here and there. So I haven't shared what is coming up for me completely, but just emotions and feelings of what we need to focus on. So the Patreon, we will be doing further channeling on 2022 like we did last year. So if you are interested in being a part of that community, we'll have that on the show notes. And apart from that, yeah, it's 1st of November today, and I actually started officially offering my psychic mediumship readings, and also I've personally felt called to start offering Akashic Record mentorship session. So basically anybody that's studied the Akashic Records, be it level 1 or level 2, that feel like they need one-on-one help or assistance, I do like one-off calls, or some are an hour long, an hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever. And then I'm also offering some monthly mentorships, which I will kind of deal with via email. So I put that on my services page. So I'll link that below. So if anybody's interested in knowing more, I have all that information that was updated today. I'm going to be posting about it on social media as well, so you'll be able to see it there. And yeah, the weather here is feeling like it's fall. It's been really rainy. It's been really nice. I've been trying to just unplug more than usual. It feels like heavy energies are coming. I think Lou and I have mentioned that quite a few, not only on here, but on the Patreon, and trying to just conserve my energy as much as I can. And yeah.
I think any bad news you can receive, most of it wasn't directly related to me, but people around me, like all types of bad news you can hear. I think it came from all different directions.
Yeah.
Like it was a heavy month. Now I know I wasn't excited about the fall coming in, and I'm definitely not excited about the winter coming in, but the energies are coming in really heavy, man.
Yeah. But we can get through this. We can all get through this. We just need to be, and I think this is also part of the reason why we decided to do this episode now, like meditation, breath work, prayer, intention. That's all part of us grounding. It's all part of us being more centered, and it's all going to help us get through what's coming too. Apart from, we'll be talking a little bit about each one of them individually, but then how that ties into our spiritual practices and our sessions with clients and how we use them. And this was actually an episode that one of our friends kind of suggested we do. And I was like, actually, that's a really good idea. I know we've talked about meditation on another episode, but we're going to talk about it more with the energy that's coming, and also how we use it within our spiritual practices and readings. So yeah, Lou, maybe you can start with meditation, because I think you're more of a fan of meditation. You're more of an avid meditationer.
I'm definitely not professional, and I've never sat down and the only thing similar to reading a book about meditation was that book, Communing with the Divine.
Yeah, Communing with the Divine. I have that here.
That was the one that opened me up to accepting it. Now, she's a very, very religious person, so she's very much about I don't remember, but she's a lot about the divine beings and things like that. So there's some people that like to do meditation, and it's just like a portal for mindfulness. So you have so many different types of meditations, right?
Yeah.
I personally, that's why we added the word prayer to this episode. For me, meditation means getting mindful, receiving energy, and creating prayers, and sometimes even adding gratitude to it. I even go through a process of saying, thank you for this, I'm grateful for this, I'm thankful for that, And I don't call in the same beings. For me, it's for example, this month, which was really, really complicated month, like we were just saying. For me, this month.
Last month, you mean October?
Oh, sorry.
We're in November.
Yeah, the 1st of November. I'm still in October, man, whatever. Last month for me, when I started feeling the really heavy energies, and I started feeling it was coming towards me, all these scenarios, right? I was like, if I don't do something energetically about this, I'm going to lose my, should I curse? I don't know. I'm going to lose it.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose it. And I said, I need to center myself. I need to get there. So I actively that night decided to sit down and get to the mindful place. And then I called in, I personally have I have this connection with the archangels, right? Because of the healing. So I called in the ones that I felt like I wanted to work with at that time, spoke to them directly, kind of ask them or tell them why I was calling them in. And then just kind of did a prayer and thankfulness stuff. Sorry, I was holding back my cough as best as I could. It feels like allergies. It's like, it's so itchy. I wanted to get to the end of my sentence. My throat is so itchy. It's like, yeah. Okay. And so I kind of like called in one angel first and then another one. And then from there, I kind of just let it go. Like I don't have a rule or a way that it has to go. I've already managed to get to that mindful place. And by the way, I laid down for this.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like only will sit up in this perfect straight back position to receive the energy. And I think that's important. But I have to tell you guys, I'm telling you the truth. I lay down in my bed. I get real nice and comfy. I even put the blanket over me.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't want to meditate that way, right? And I don't fall asleep. I literally feel all the amazing energies coming in.
That's amazing.
And I can feel it coming in through the top of my head and going all the way down to my feet when I ask for something specific or I feel like I'm finally connecting. So for me, it works not sitting up.
And I think each of you need to find your way to do it, right? Not everybody's going to meditate the same way, or just because someone tells you to do it that way doesn't mean that's the right way or the way that's going to benefit you the most. And I personally also, even when I do breath work, for some reason, a lot of times I'll do it laying down, and I feel like I can get breaths in more. But the meditation for me happens most linked before I do a reading. So Lou will do this like before bed. I'll do this more before a reading when I know that I'm like a little flustered, or when I just need to ground my energy, and then I'll do an extra little meditation before I get on the call and intention setting. But meditation for me, usually I'm sitting up. Usually I am just trying to be more mindful and and I totally always do a little bit of breath work before I do meditation. So you guys, I don't know if you guys remember a while back, I think it was at the beginning of the year. I don't even remember when I did the course, but I got certified as a breathwork and meditation teacher. And breathwork to me was like, wow, so eye-opening. It is such a great way for you to ease your way into the meditation practice. It grounds you, it centers you, it relaxes you. And there's certain breathwork techniques that really make you feel so calm. And then all of a sudden meditation feels easier. It's like you go into the meditation and it's just like, it's mindfulness right away. And of course you're going to have days that are harder than others, but it helps you kind of just feel prepared for the meditation. Because when you go straight into meditation from whatever you're doing, it sometimes feels really hard. It feels like you have to like do a meditation. And the breath work is, to me, I would totally recommend anybody that is going to do meditation, you're having a lot of trouble kind of just relaxing or grounding into that mindfulness. And of course, like Lou said, there's many types of meditations. There's, ones that you can do mantras, there's mindfulness, there's ones where you just like, mindfulness in the sense that you observe those thoughts going on, but you're there, you're present. There's guided meditations, there's transcendental meditation, there's so many types of meditations, like there's books on it, right? And this is something that's been, it's nothing new. There's people that have been doing this for hundreds and hundreds of years, right? And there's many cultures that have meditation so like in the middle of that culture that really helps them, with their way of life and the way that they do everything. Like for me, even breathwork, when I did this breathwork course, like something she suggested. So I did my breathwork with Ava Johanna, and I'll link her information because I think it's a great course. I highly recommend it. And I always for me, I can get very flustered with things. So breathwork can just bring me straight back into balance, to center. And something she said, she was talking about how breathwork could even help your digestion, right? Like before you eat, if you're stressed or you're in a hurry or you're worried or you just got off a call with somebody and you're really like pissed off or something, do a little bit of breath work that centers you, that puts you into that parasympathetic state so that you can like digest properly, for example. Like breath work can go in front of anything. And I find breath work, I personally, so we haven't really gotten to this section yet, but when we talk about my readings, like my Akashic Record readings, I do a little bit of breath work, intention setting, and then I go right into the opening verse and then channeling. For me, that works really well. And to me, it helps that person that's in front of me on that Zoom call ground their energy and realize why they're there. They're setting their intention. They're balancing their energy out. Most people, if it's their first reading, they're really nervous, right? So this really helps them feel more centered. And it's like they let their guard down a little bit. And then I can go into the channeling because they're so open, they're so calm. And that helps me as a channel, right? So yeah, the meditation for me, if it's anything, it's very short. I do it before a reading for myself. And then I like wait a little bit, and then I do another short meditation with intention setting before I go in. I was into the practice of doing a little bit of meditation in the morning, and I do that off and on, but it's also short. It's anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. Like it's no longer than that, or maybe 15 minutes max, right?
Yeah. I just wanted to add that my meditations are really intimate in the sense of it's about what I want. Not what I want. It's about what I need. And a lot of times before I call in any entity, I'm actually connecting first to my soul. So I know her name and I literally repeat her name. And I already have this like mantra that I've created with her name in it. And I repeat her name, and then, I bring her presence more into my meditation. And then from there, then I'll start connecting with other energies, because you shouldn't have to go outside of yourself to find what you need.
Of course. Yeah.
So my way of trying to empower myself in the last year is connecting first to my soul.
Yeah. I think connecting to your soul, like Lua was talking about communing with the divine, it's all about the higher self. It's about the soul. It's about, like finding that time to connect with your higher self so that you can feel aligned with your purpose, your mission, and then moving forward from there. That's a good place to start. Some people sometimes ask me in the readings, it's when I meditate, who do I need to be connecting to? And that depends for people, right? I think a good place to start is really with your higher self, with your soul. Like that, if you can start with that, you're on a good path. And that's many times that's not easy, right? And you don't have to know their name, or you don't have to know anything. You just trust and put the intention of connecting to your higher self and soul, and do that over and over and over again until you feel a connection, until you feel one with that higher self. We should all be doing that. That should be something that we've taught when we're little, right?
Yeah, anybody can get the name. Like if you semi-connect, you don't have to be a master. The way I do it, when I get names for people of like masters or in readings, people ask me, I want to know the name of my guide or this or that or my soul. I literally I don't even fully ask the question. I literally send the vibration out to see if I can. It's like I'm asking for coding or something, because it's weird. They don't have names. They have like energy.
It's vibration.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's like if for a noise that could be made, you're trying to find a noise that's made that calls that that soul.
Yeah.
That's what a name is, right?
Yeah.
So for them, it's a little weird because they don't make noises the way we would make noises with our vocal cords. So sometimes you'll have a soul which can identify with something the most similar. They have to find the most similar thing on earth, right? And something that's easy for us to repeat and to connect with. So sometimes the name that you're getting, it's like a mesh between their spiritual name and your earth language, and those kind of come together in some sort of a way.
Yeah, that makes sense. And we even say when we have our opening verses, like it's the vibration of the words that connects you to the Akashic Records. It's not the words or what you're saying necessarily sometimes. Of course, it's the intention and all that, but the vibration of the words are really, really important. And that has a huge impact on how you connect and if you connect to the Akashic Records. Yeah. So, yeah. And I think
so if anybody's interested in trying to get the name, just some people call it higher self, some people call it your soul, like whatever it is you prefer to call it. You guys know what we're talking about. Try to like close your eyes and try to like see if you see the letters come.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I see an H. Oh, I see this. I see a that. Da, da, da. Oh, there's an L. Okay, over here there's an A. And just start writing it down. Try not to think about it if it sounds stupid or if it doesn't make sense. And if you can't pronounce it, ask them to install something inside of there that helps you pronounce it better.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's tricky sometimes to focus too much on a name. I think it could be great. That's more of labeling things, I think. I don't think it's so much that important. It's connect with the feeling, connect with that practice, do it over and over again. Like we say with level 1, level 1's when you learn to read your own Akashic records. It's the practice that gets you to that connection. You're creating a relationship either with your higher self or with your guides or with your spiritual team, whatever that is. Maybe you've already been connecting to your higher self or soul, and now you want to move on to feeling more connected to your spiritual team because you're down this different spiritual path now. Like, move on to that. It's a relationship you're creating, and through meditation and intention setting and prayer, breath work even, we can get through those layers. We can start to feel closer to them, but it takes work sometimes. It doesn't, it's like any relationship. You need to put work into connecting with them. They're always there. Like I always say, your masters, your guides, your beings of light, your spiritual teams, always there. They're always there to support you. But have you been there calling on them, asking them for help? If you haven't, then you have to start doing that. There's free will. You have to use your free will to ask for assistance and to want to connect with them, and ask questions and slowly work on that. It's like if you make a new friend, you're not going to invite them out for this ridiculously fancy dinner. Maybe you're going to be like, hey, you want to go out for a drink, or do you want to go out for some coffee and let's chat? Like, you start slow. I look at it the same way. Like, it's kind of like the way they show it to me. Right. But
yeah, and that's kind of how it works. When you learn to connect to something, you're not going, hey, send me some blessings, man. Hi, nice to meet you first, huh?
You're not asking for anything in return. Exactly. You just want to connect. And that needs to be like that for a while. It takes time, and you grow that relationship, and you grow how you communicate with them and how that works, and you working on yourself as a channel and receiving information. And it doesn't have to just be through the Akashic records. That's our mode, and that's what's worked for us, and we love it. But we also work outside of that too. We also receive messages outside of that. We feel connected to our higher self, our intuition. You connecting to your higher self and soul will ultimately help you listen to your intuition more, connect with your purpose, your mission, everything.
Plus, there's no better feeling, at least for me, when I do my meditations the way I do it. And I'll be maybe connecting to my soul or my spiritual team sometimes, and I'll ask to receive energy to help me with this or that. Feeling, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. It's like this calm energy. It's beautiful. Like, the moments that I have really applied myself to meditation and breathwork, I can't separate those for me. They're super together. Breathwork to me feels a little bit more cleansing and more of letting go. But to me, you can totally practice that together. There's tons of YouTube videos. I'm working on creating some meditations and breathworks for you guys for free, of course, on my YouTube. So hopefully those will be up for maybe next month. But really, you can find that anywhere. You can even do that through a Kundalini class. That's where I was introduced to breathwork, and it really transformed the way I saw breathwork forever. And I always thought it was silly. I'm like, oh, how can breathing?
But when you do the breath work, I know it's about you releasing and stuff like that. But do you receive energy, or are you just trying?
There's some breath work techniques that are about energizing you. Others that are more about connecting you to your intuition. Others that are more about just putting you in this really relaxed parasympathetic state. Others that are about preparing you for meditation, and others that are about cleansing, like for example, Kabbalah Bhati is all about cleansing. It's very I find it really relaxing, and I like doing that right before my meditation, but it is cleansing. And that's the technique that I connected with through Kundalini, that I would break out crying. I would just start crying in the middle of yoga. I'm like, what is wrong with me? And it just lets out all these emotions. It's beautiful. And I think a lot of people that feel like they do have, a lot of internal emotions that are stored or stuck or stagnant, Kapalabhati is like a great breathwork technique to incorporate into your daily practice. When
I'll be
great
in my meditative state and I'll be asking to receive something specific, like an energy or something, it will be like, the best way I can describe it is, imagine if you like covered your ears with your like fingers and you hear the blood flow going shoo, 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 shoo.
Yeah.
Like I can hear them without putting my fingers in my ears. I can hear the energy coming in, and I can feel it, of course, but also I can hear it go shoo.
That's crazy.
Shoo, shoo. It's awesome. I love it so much. And meanwhile, you're in your comfy bed.
Yeah.
And you're aware, you're feeling it, but you're enjoying it, but you're in some sort of stillness. You're not thinking about it too much. You're just going, wow.
Yeah. For me, like breath work, generally I'll do it sitting down, like crossing my legs or on like a cushion or something. But at night, sometimes if I find myself a little bit like stressed or my mind won't shut off, I'll kind of lay on my side and I'll do like box breathing, like equal ratio breathing, where you're inhaling for a specific, like let's say you're inhaling for 3 seconds, you're holding for 3 seconds, you're exhaling for 3 seconds, and you're holding for 3 seconds. That's one round.
That's right. I remembered you.
That really works. Like,
Lorena, the day that I was really, really sick, I couldn't sleep. Was one night I couldn't sleep. So Aurora was sick, and then Sandra got sick, and then I finally, my body broke it and got sick. And the day that I was doing really bad, like usually I'd be cooking dinner, and Sandra came downstairs to come in, like he finished working upstairs in the attic, and he came downstairs. I think he was expecting me already to be like chopping up vegetables and stuff for dinner. And I said, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to bed.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, what? And he's like, it's dinner time. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done for the day. I'm done.
Can't do no more. Got to listen to your body.
I was feeling so sick. And I was like, Aurora, if you want to come and lay down next to me in bed, you can come. Because of course I have Aurora. I said, but I can't do it anymore. And I went to get into bed. And that night I could barely sleep. I couldn't sleep, like, 'cause my nose was so stuffed. My head cold was so bad. I could not sleep. So I had maybe got in 2 to 3 hours, which is really bad when you're sick. And the next day I said to Sandra, I got to go back to bed. Like I woke up in the morning, I had breakfast. I was like, I got to go back to bed. I can't do this anymore. Like I didn't sleep last night. I'm exhausted. So he took care of Aurora. I went back upstairs and I was like, I have to sleep now. Like I didn't sleep last night. And I ended up falling asleep like this.
Yeah, the idea is better if you do it all through your nose, but if your nose is blocked, that won't work.
Yeah, but I didn't mean to do it. My body was doing it its own. It was bringing in air, it was holding it, and it was letting it go. And that's how I fell asleep, and that's how I woke up.
That's beautiful.
My body kept doing it while sleeping. I don't know why, but it was like my body was bringing the air through the mouth because my nose is stuffed. And it was holding it and letting go. And that managed to get me to sleep somehow. And I don't know. It's not like I intentionally did it. My body just did it on its own.
It works.
And I finally passed out.
It totally
and
works.
I remembered you. I'm like, oh, this is the stuff that Lorena made us do once in the Akashic Record Level 2 class, which I was like, oh my God, this is hard. But when I was sick, I was able to do it.
It's hard. And then you have to, the idea is that you keep progressing and that you keep working on your lung capacity, right? All the techniques I learned are inhaling and exhaling through your nose. So that's the ones and there's so many different like techniques, pranayamas and stuff.
Is there a reason why it has to be through the nose? Because it cleanses out the air, obviously. But is there another reason besides that?
I don't know exactly why. I remember she explained it all very well in the course. I don't remember right now. No. I think the nose breathing is just a natural state for the human. It's actually really unhealthy if you're breathing out of your mouth. Like kids that breathe out of their mouth when they sleep, they have issues with their teeth. They have issues with health problems. So
they have issues with their teeth?
Yeah, because their tongue is out. Usually their tongue's like not resting where it needs to be resting on their teeth. So they'll have crooked teeth. There's a lot of different, there's so many books on breath work.
Oh,
tons. Yeah. You have to really, people that snore, another thing, like there's a lot associated with that too. But really the idea is that if you breathe in through your nose, you're in a calm state. And of course, if you think about when you're exercising, you have to like kind of open your mouth and start breathing. That's a way for you also to detox. And I know like Wim Hof, he does a lot of stuff through the mouth and stuff. So I don't know what his techniques are. These are the ones I learned. Did that. It's great. No, and his work is amazing, but that's not what I learned. And there's like there's many areas of breath work and different ways you can learn it and so many different techniques. Anyway, so kind of going back to what we were saying with, kind of connecting with your higher self, like figure out what that is for you, start creating those connections with either your higher self, your spiritual team, like your masters, your guides. And before anything, I think before the breath work, before the prayer, before the meditation, to me, that's when the intention comes in. Like, what intention do you have with sitting down and meditating? Is it just to find calm? Is it to connect with your higher self? Put that intention out there. We do that.
I think a lot of people
readings.
like put it down as like not a task, but like I have to meditate every night. I used to do it every night for a whole year. I did every night because I was trying to get to a certain state with it. But now I do it off and on. But when I do it, it's because I feel like connecting that energy and I feel like receiving that energy. So maybe make it a process where you're like, you like it so much that you want to go. In my case, go off to bed early to connect.
Yeah, and just to find calm and to find just stillness, to get out of that headspace where you're just thinking and thinking and thinking, and you can just kind of take a step back from it. But intention setting to me is with anything spiritual, anything with connection is so important. Like I said, when I do readings for others, I walk them through intention setting. I put my intention before opening their records and before even going on the Zoom call. We set our intentions together. So I set mine with them and then they set theirs and then we go right into the reading. So intention setting can set you up for, it reminds you of why you're there. Like, why am I sitting down to meditate? Why am I doing this breath work? Why am I doing this prayer or connecting? Why am I opening my Akashic records? It brings you back down. It grounds you and allows you to feel like it reminds you of your why. That's what I always say. And I think that's really important because sometimes like Lou was just saying, right? I feel like I have to meditate. It's like, no, I choose to meditate and I'm putting an intention into it. It makes it way more powerful. So that goes with everything that you guys are doing spiritually. I think that could be really interesting. And in our level 1, we do teach that intention is everything. Our level 2, we also teach intention setting is important there too, because you're setting an intention to be an open channel, for example, or you're setting an intention to hold space for somebody or help them with their healing. And you're really opening up to help somebody, especially in level 2 when you're opening somebody else's. And I think intention can help you also remember why you're there and why you're helping somebody, like why it's important.
We talk about it a lot, in level 1 and especially in level 2. I do a mini meditation. I call it a mini meditation.
Yeah.
A mini meditation before any reading I have.
Yeah, me too.
But I don't do it like you do. I'm not with the person.
No, I do it before the call too. That's what I'm saying. I do it before I get on the call. And then when I'm on there, I don't really meditate with them. We do a little bit of breath work just to calm their energy and then intention setting and right into it.
Yeah, I don't. I just do everything off.
But
and I set my intention off and stuff
you
like
also have to find your way of doing stuff. If you are a reader or if you are...
You have to do things that make you feel comfortable.
Yeah, you have to find your way around it. It doesn't matter if you're an Akashic Records reader or you're a coach or you're helping people with whatever, find your way around doing stuff. That's something that we find really important with anything that we teach. These are the things that we need to respect within the spiritual practice. Outside of that, figure out your way of doing it. I incorporate flowers, Lou goes more into other things. That's okay. That's how we connect. That's what we're passionate about. Find what works for you and what the people that are coming to you need help with. It's going to be crucial.
Yeah. You just got to do what you're called to, because we're all here to do things a bit differently. We're not all here to do it the same way. That's why I've never really been a fan of like maybe like spiritual practices or stuff where it's like, this is what you do and this is how you have to do it. Because it doesn't respect every individual is like every individual also has a very unique soul path.
Yeah.
And that soul might have like gotten really good at, for example, reading Akashic Records. And at the same time, maybe that soul was a witch in another lifetime. And so maybe they want to bring together these two, ritualistic stuff with Akashic Records reading. Or maybe you have a psychic that, I don't know, connects really well with the crystals.
Exactly.
And, right?
Yeah.
Like there's not... And those are just examples.
And some people work with pendulum, some people work with tarot, and no one says that you can't do an Akashic Records reading and bring those tools in, for example, or you can't be a tarot reader and
I've gotten pretty good with my tarot. I've been practicing. I'm still not in a place where I'm like, ooh, I'm very fluent with it. But I've gotten pretty good with my tarot.
Yeah, I'm loving the runes.
The pendulum, even though I love crystals, we're not understanding each other. we're not, I'm still trying to get there. So I need to give it more, like I need to create a better relationship. And I think, learn more how to speak with it and with me, but it might be something that my soul hasn't done previously. And maybe there's another soul that's how they like, you know what it reminds me of? What's his name? Irvin. No, is it Irvin? He was living in New York at a time. Oh, there's like a Gaia show that's really good. Well, he literally used to be contracted by companies to find oil. He was telling that story because he could just pinpoint, boom, here.
Wow.
And he was able to find a bunch of stuff like that. And it began when he was really, really young. He tells the whole story in the Gaia episodes.
That's cool.
I'd look up
See,
his
like
name.
his path is very different. Like maybe he was meant to do that. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's the show on what was his name? I'm gonna look it up. Let me see. He was bending spoons. That's what he started being known for. I remember that. Uri Geller. I found it. Uri Geller. Irvin. I called him. He's really well known. I should remember that name. Irvin or Uri Geller. Uri Geller started where he would. What is it called? Kinetic? Is it called kinetic? Where he was able to just look at the spoon and bend it.
I don't know. Maybe. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, I'll see if I can find a link.
I have to check.
I'll see if I can find a link for him, and I'll include that in the show notes so people can check him out. I don't remember him at all. I don't think I've ever seen him.
His story is great. It's nuts. I'm going to check to see on Gaia if I could. Sometimes some shows you can share and some shows you can't.
Okay, if we can share, maybe we can.
I need to check on Gaia if I can share the show that I was talking about, that he talks about that whole path.
That would be cool.
And we can share it on Instagram maybe.
Yeah, we can share the recommendation, the links. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add? I mean, we wanted to make this kind of a quick episode. We didn't want to go too nuts, but...
No, I'm trying to avoid cough attacks.
Yeah, poor Lou. She's not feeling so well. But we're trying to show up. Yeah, we're trying to always show up and make sure we're here for you guys. So, yeah, we're going to sign off now. Remember, next week we have our 2022 prediction. So if you're not following or subscribing to the podcast, make sure you do it so you don't miss that episode. And if you guys are enjoying or have enjoyed any of our podcast episodes and you feel called to kind of share that with friends or any episodes you think anybody of your family or friends would enjoy, please share the episodes. That would really greatly help us. And also, if you want to rate and review the podcast, that would also be amazing. We would truly be so grateful. So either on iTunes or whatever like platform that you listen to us on. And that would be great just to get the word out more and for us to connect with more listeners. That would be amazing. And yeah, we'll have all the links on the show notes. And if you guys have any suggestions for episodes, make sure you're either on Anchor and you can message us through there, or you can just email us at soultribepodcast@gmail.com. And we will see you guys next week with a new episode. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.